Senna.
Pals.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Jabby Kuwait, joined by Char Kirk.
Yo.
And Ricardo Elliott II.
Yo.
Also known as Raw 2.0. And so we just got done watching Captain Marvel.
No, we didn't. We watched that one a long time ago.
Captain
this one's
Marvel
called
2.
The Marvels.
They put out the movie so fast, I forget the titles. We watched The Marvels. This is the follow-up to Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion, Psych. And so we'll do a non-spoiler rundown first. That's what Raw 2.0 is going to do for us.
Sure. Let me give it to you straight. We left off from Places Unknown, from Miss Marvel, from... What was the other show? What am I thinking
Secret
of?
Invasion.
No, we don't. Kind of. And WandaVision. We find our heroes mixed up in a galactic hoedown where they are found interconnected through a series of events, seemingly unconcerned about their connection. They're trying to stop someone who is going throughout the universe trying to save her own planet through means that are less than friendly to populations.
Obviously, the bar was extremely low for us going into this film, for all three of us, with consideration to the fact that the screening is happening really close to release. All of the rumors about the film have not been great. When the film kicks off, immediately I was like, oh God, we're in for a rough ride here. But then it gets into the story and you're like, oh, well, this isn't so bad. And then it keeps going and you're like, this is actually fun. I'm actually having a good time. The movie ends and I was like, that was actually pleasant. And then I turned to someone, I'm not gonna name who.
But you'll know.
You guys will know who I'm talking about. And he's like, that was terrible. And I'm like, what? No, I enjoyed that. And so now I feel like a Marvel shill. I promise you I'm not. I enjoyed this movie for what it was. It's a mess. There's a lot of problems in it. I'm not gonna lie, but it's still a fun time.
I mean, I agree. I had fun. I really enjoyed it. Also, I'm a huge fan of Kamala Khan. Iman Vellani is amazing. I was just so pleased to get more of her. And then this was actually, and you said this as well, but this is actually the first time that I've seen Captain Marvel and liked her.
Yes.
So I think that she just needed a sprinkle of Kamala to turn it into a concoction that I actually enjoyed. It's so much fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I also think the other strength of this movie is definitely the ensemble.
Yes.
Having Kamala's family around, Samuel L. Jackson coming back as Nick Fury. Also, he's a little bit more comedic relief than usual, but it works. It's really funny. Cutting away anytime we have to cut away from our heroes, it's not a chore. You still enjoy the movie, and it's
True.
I love seeing their family, even if you don't have a connection to the Miss Marvel series. If you didn't see that or WandaVision, there's still there's a lot of heart coming in that you don't need too much backstory. They do a decent job of putting it all here. Maybe over-explaining it a little bit in the beginning. You get a recap of Captain Marvel and how we got here with her and Teyonah Parris as Monica and Miss Marvel. It does a decent job of setting this up if you're not steeped in Marvel from the last 2 years.
So I think that the coolest thing about this movie is that you see Monica Rambeau in shorts. You see her in tights. You see her doing jump rope. You see her in that space outfit and that badonkadonk. I'm like, oh my God! I'm just so beautiful, so beautiful. I was very happy on IMAX too. She's gorgeous.
I like cats.
Oh, there's a reason why they're in the advertisement. I thought this was a gimmick, but it actually plays in the film's favor.
And it was just also really, there were so many unexpected moments that were just really quirky and fun. And then also the mid-credit scene, amazing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Like I said, the film is a mess. There's a lot of weird quirks with the story.
Questions.
Stuff when you get to the end, you walking out of the theater, you're like, wait, that didn't make any sense at all. And you'll do that 8 times as you walk to your car. But the fact of the matter is, with the audience, we still had a lot of laughs and still a lot of whoa moments. The last action sequence, while on the shorter side, I thought was actually strong.
I feel in Gladiator, were you not entertained?
Yeah.
Well, I was entertained thoroughly.
I definitely think that setting the bar as low as you could,
Below the ground.
below subterranean, was helpful.
Yeah.
Everyone turns in a great performance except for one person. I don't know if I would say it's just because of the script either, if it's just a Marvel weakness.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone's performance is pretty great. The chemistry is ridiculous between like the main trio. It's just like you just want more of them.
Speaking of performances, they was cut down quite a bit. I mean, you can feel like this was an hour 45, and anytime that there was supposed to be something emotional, it felt artificial because they would jump forward in the scene to the part where there are tears as quickly as possible. Like anytime you had an emotional moment, it was like the scene started out with tears. There was like 3 of these in the film, and by the third one, I'm like, oh my God, please stop it. And the only thing worse than that was the Crocs. So, anyway,
I knew it.
I literally rolled my eyes when that happened. I'm like, oh, God.
I heard your eye roll. It was aggressive.
It was pretty bad. One of the things I was really hoping for going into this film, knowing what ties them all together, was a really cool and creative fight scene where you see them swapping places and whatnot, and like some kind of cool strategic choreography mixed with visual effects, because this is the only kind of setup and story that can really give that to you and justify it. And there's like this whole thing with them learning how to work together, and then you have fight scenes where they are working together in tandem. And we only really got one strong one, I felt. There was like a few, and most of them were just messy and not shot very well, but there was one that was very strong and very, very fun.
As far as movies go, I would say it's like average, but fun. I was thinking about it as the movie wrapped up, and I'm like, well, I don't think it's like a great movie, but it's by no means a bad movie, and I had a lot of fun watching it. So if you just want to have a good time and have some laughs, and it's cute and fluffy and light, it's not deep at all, just go in with that expectation and you'll be fine.
Like I mentioned before, like I think there's a decent amount of heart in it. Which I honestly wasn't thinking about. It's sort of a surprise when you sort of find out what the dynamic is between Monica and Carol. I hadn't thought about that. And they do like an interesting a path with that. Like the way they take their story is interesting. And obviously Kamala being there is like a foil to everything, and sort of like a third party is like super interesting. She gets her jokes in and stuff, but she also sort of bolsters them. I don't know. I think she really works well with them, and I feel like you can tell that's where they spent the most time, was getting the 3 of them together right.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that the chemistry was very strong between the 3 of them, and that was the strongest part of the film. Like, setting aside the bad action in the movie, when they're hanging out and just dialoguing, I was surprised at how much I was enjoying it, and I was surprised at how much I was enjoying Kamala Khan, just her zingers, her one-liners, one after the other.
Surprised?
No, because I liked her in the show, but I'm like, is this going to translate well to the film? And honestly, when it started off, I wasn't sure. I had strong doubts, but then as we got into it, she had so many she had all the best lines.
Yeah,
all the best lines. Her lines were as good as seeing Monica Rambeau in that outfit. So
Which outfit?
All of the outfits. Anytime she was in tights, I was like, oh yes, thank you, Lord. Like I said, it's a mess, but it's an enjoyable mess.
It's a hot mess.
And you
in
can
the best
enjoy it
way.
as well. It's like, McDonald's or mac and cheese from a box, not the restaurant, gourmet kind. But it's still good. You need that sometimes. And then the next thing will be something more highbrow. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for hanging. I'm Jabby Kuwait. This is
Achara Kirk.
And
RA 2.0.
peace out.